creative friends, it's Gwen and I am back today with another scrapbooking process video. Today's share is for Cocoa Vanilla Studio and I'm using their happiness collection for this one. I have had this collection for some time now, so I've pulled out what I have left. And as always, I do have a bit of a plan. I'm going to be using this cut file by Cut to You. It's called Floral Note Card, and I have cut it out twice. And I'm going to use it not so much as a note card as it sort of was intended, but more as a couple of frames to use as the base of my page. Now it's at this point that I'm not quite sure whether I want the florals to run left to right on my page or top to bottom, so I do fuss with that for a moment. But first up, I want to lock in the plan for my title. So these are the die cut titles from the collection, and as you could see there, as I use them, I just cross them off with a Sharpie so that I easily know what I have left as I'm creating. It sort of stops me from having to flip through all the title pieces every time I want to use one on my page. I have actually set myself a challenge with those packs for a couple of collections to just try and use them all up. So I do enjoy crossing them off because I can see how I'm going with that. Okay, so I have sped you up pretty fast here just while I glue down the cut file. It was a little bit fiddly, especially these pieces there, but yeah, I just used my Nuvo deluxe adhesive to do that and got that all into position. Now the next thing I'm doing is adding some more layers. I did have a couple of these photo frames. They're kind of like a Polaroid picture frame, and I did have two because I had opened a couple of packs of the die cut ephemera pieces, so I'm going to use both of them on this page, and I'm going to tuck them under the florals and leave them sort of inside the frame part just to add an extra layer of detail. Now I did also decide top to bottom. I'm going to run the frames top to bottom, which will really be consistent with my photos because my photos were portrait. I guess they're landscape photos, but they're stacked on top of each other, so the piece together kind of runs more up and down than it does crossways, and I just ran with that. I have talked a little bit about this on my channel. When I'm not sure about which way to place something, I try and let the other things tell me which way to go. So because those photos just lent themselves more to run up and down, your eye is being led from top to bottom through the photos, I just went with that same line with the cut files, and I'm going to use that same line with all of my embellishment pieces as well. Now I decided on the title So Sweet, and I am going to position that towards the bottom of the page there, and I have bumped the photos up ever so slightly to give me some space for that. I have popped the word sweet up on foam tape and then left the word so flat to the page, and that enables me to sort of nestle the two words together, and I really like how that fits. You know, yeah, together, the two words together, but also on the page and with the floral element there on the left. Now I'm also going to build an embellishment cluster on the right. I'm starting with that flare button. That's from the flare pack in the collection, and it says loving every second. And I'm also going to add a couple of accessory stickers, particularly the typed sentiments. I love those. I use those on every page that I make with any Cocoa Vanilla collection. They're just a really nice way to round out the page and help tell your story, because they've got really lovely little short sentiments that you can add that support your title and that support your story, and they're really easy to add, and yeah, I love those. But yeah, so I'm going through all the die cut pieces that I have left. I do have quite a bit actually, and I am going to add in a couple of these really cute tassels, which you'll see here in a moment, and some floral pieces from the collection. So it's all just going to start with that flare button, and then I will build it out from there. And to balance the cluster on the right, which will be the main cluster, I am just going to add a couple of little pieces on the top left-hand corner of my photo, starting with that little banner piece there with the heart on it. And you'll sort of see as I go along how that all balances out. So I'm thinking about the florals balancing on the top right and bottom left, and then I'm thinking about the embellishment cluster balancing bottom left, top right. Oh, I also forgot to mention that within my paper layers there, you can see that I've added a paper doily. That one is from my stash, but then I've also created a little banner piece there. That's using the So Fresh pattern paper, and I chose that because it had a few touches of that deep navy blue in it, and I knew I was going to be using the title So Sweet, and I didn't want that to be the only pop of that deep navy blue on the layout. So I thought first up I'll add it into the paper layers behind my photo. And you can also see there that I have fussy cut out several butterflies. Now those ones are from the Bright and Beautiful pattern paper. That one's got a bunch of different coloured butterflies on it, and I've purposefully chosen the navy blue ones, again to tie in the title and to have that navy blue, like the pops of the navy blue kind of scattered around my page. I feel like those darker elements also really help pull the photo into the page, because without those it would be a black and white photo with some quite dark, spaces in it, just sitting on top of a lot of pastels. So yeah, I really liked how that kind of pulled everything together. Things are getting serious because I am gluing everything down now. In a moment too, like once I've finished adding all the embellishments and I'm really happy with how that's looking, I do go ahead off screen and add in quite a few sequins from my stash. So I found some pretty blue ones in a couple of tones like dark blue, medium blue, light blue, and then also a couple of floral sort of shaped ones that are white. They've all been in my stash for some time now, so I just mixed and matched the things that I thought would go with the page. And then that will finish up the design. I will leave you with some close-up images in a moment, and if you like the way that I scrapbook or the way that I chat about the way that I scrapbook, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm sharing lots of videos in the coming weeks, so lots coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing. So thank you so much, my creative friends, for being here. Until next time, bye.